What's one very uncomfortable truth about your industry that nobody wants to admit?
I think that we messed up and we should have called our field something more like human capital than human resources. In a sense, this is very abstract, but analogies really do guide how we think sometimes. And resources are something that are naturally limited. And so by being naturally limited, you want to tightly control resources. Sometimes you even want to hoard them or fight over them. You think about spending resources and spending them wisely. It's something to be optimized.
Right.
Whereas capital is something that is meant to be built up, not spent down. And like you want capital, you want to invest capital, you want to build up capital. And if you think about it in terms of a company balance sheet, like employees should be R&D money, not operating expenses money. Because operating expenses makes you want to nickel and dime, it makes you want to optimize. And like people are more than that. Capital is the foundation of the whole system, and people similarly should be the foundation of the whole system.
In the vein of that, it's the best practice, which is actually holding everyone back, but we still call it best practice because reasons.
Like, I don't think the concept of best is that useful. I think the concept of best fitting is very useful, or like best for this time, this place, this company, these leaders. And the idea of a best practice leads to the idea of like, there's a checklist, there's a playbook. You can just run through this rote checklist. But like, that's not what great people work is about. And great people work should be about deeply understanding the ins and outs of the business. Like, I think there's no excuse for a people leader to not try to get the P&L and the dynamics of the business and understand the tech or the product. That set of leaders' vision for what employees they want, what culture they want, how they want to be building their business. And so like there's a whole set, a great chef shouldn't be limited by just being able to cook one thing. A great chef should have a whole set of ingredients and a bunch of recipes that they can do and should tailor it to the people that are showing up to the table that evening. So I have lots of examples of where I think I've deviated from quote unquote best practices, but they were the best thing for my company at the time. And I think in the end that did make them best practices, even if they aren't like standard common practices.
The third one, in the same light, if you could break one rule, what would you choose to break, and what would you replace it with?
I think, and I don't know if this is a rule so much, but I think a lot of companies are really scared of internal mobility, or they think of people as being one thing. And again, I'm going to call back to my capital idea here, like good capital also isn't one thing. So I think really great people leaders think about how to make internal mobility really easy. Like people aren't one thing, they can learn, they can grow, they often want to. It's how you retain great employees. It's how you bring new and creative ideas into different parts of your business. And I'm a walking, talking example of this. Like 5 years ago, I was running a payment operations team. And that's not what I'm doing in my career today. But I think I'm better at my career today because 5 years ago I was running a payment operations team and I've seen and touched lots of different parts of lots of different businesses. And I bring that into what I do. And I think that's true for almost everybody who experiences internal mobility at their company. It keeps people loyal to companies, it keeps people growing. It really then looks at employees as capital, not a fixed resource to be limited or hoarded or fought over or just like spent down in tiny little ways.
That's amazing. Hannah, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure.